A lot of us like to travel to Europe, and it's always fun to figure things out, like how did mosques and Ottoman-built bridges like this get into Southeast Europe, like here in Bosnia? And while we may say that Prague is beautiful, Czechs will tell you that all this glorious Baroque architecture was built by the Austrians, not the Czechs. And when you visit Warsaw, Poles will tell you that hideous buildings like this are Soviet, not theirs. So, this short trip through Europe's maps is meant to explain just a little about how borders moved and cultures moved with them. Let's start with how Europe looked before the Congress of Vienna in 1815. Here we see three big empires: the Austrian Empire, ruled by the Habsburgs; the Ottoman or Turkish Empire, ruled by its sultans; and the Russian Empire, ruled by the Romanovs. And Germany? There wasn't a Germany until 1871, but Prussia was the dominant state there. Poland? From the 1790s until 1918, there was no country called Poland. It had been divided up by the Russians, the Prussians, and the Austrians. By the beginning of the 20th century, the Ottoman Empire had been greatly reduced, and these four countries came into existence: Romania, Bulgaria, Serbia, Montenegro. And since 1867, the weakened Austrian Empire had become the Austro-Hungarian Empire. All this was the German Empire, ruled by the Hohenzollern family. Here's the Austrian Archduke Franz Ferdinand in Sarajevo in June 1914, on his way to being assassinated. And this was the event that started the First World War. Afterwards, Russia became the Soviet Union, led first by Lenin, then Stalin. Germany became a very weak democracy, to be replaced in 1933 by Adolf Hitler's Nazi Germany. And here is what Europe looked like between the two world wars. Poland was reborn, and here is a new country called Czechoslovakia. Austria and Hungary were greatly reduced, while Romania, which had been on the Allied side in the First World War, was greatly enlarged. Here's another country formed out of desperate states: Yugoslavia. So the winners from this redrawing of Europe were happy, but too many others weren't, and war came again. The Second World War saw tens of millions dead, cities destroyed, and of course, the destruction of the vast majority of Europe's Jewish population. The Soviet Union occupied these countries, and during the Cold War that followed, the Berlin Wall was erected, right in the center of what had been the capital of Germany. It became the symbol of a divided Europe. And then it was over. 1989 was the Annus Mirabilis, the miracle year. Communism collapsed in Central Europe. And 2 years later, in 1991, it collapsed in the Soviet Union as well. And then a year after that, Yugoslavia was torn apart, creating these new countries. And it's still not finished. As I think you've seen from this presentation, history never is.